Survivor's ready. Go!
Travis spoken.
Boston Rob and Amber are gonna do it.
This is a business trip, as I like to say.
You, Brad Culpepper.
I'm tired of you and the fucking chicken.
You can call me the puppet master. They can be my little puppets.
It's not like you're making me deal with the devil here.
You get to milk your own milk, I guess.
Who the hell voted for me? Chicken.
We got enough rocks here, too. We could build a pretty decent shelter just using rocks.
I'm supposed to talk Lamb, or you? You understand that better?
Direct from Hobart, it's time for the only Survivor podcast in Australia dedicated to Survivor, bringing you all the latest interviews, episodes, and opinions from the greatest reality show on the planet. It's Survivor Oz, and here's your host, Ben Waterworth.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to Survivor Oz, episode 3 recap for Survivor Season 30, Welcome Back. I'm not Ben Waterworth, I'm someone from the south, apparently, says our guest.
Australia.
yeah, out in Whoop Whoop, who knows where. But, yes, I'm Noel Groves because Ben has decided to go on holiday and it ditches us all. So now we
Did he go on a walkabout?
Yeah, Ben's gone on a walkabout, gone to find himself, so we're stuck here, but we'll have some fun anyway. Who needs Ben when you got Kathy and Colin? So, as I already mentioned, our guest this week is Survivor Oz favourite. I know Billy Garcia is the herpes of Survivor Oz. I'm not sure what you are, Kathy, but Kathy, welcome back to the show.
I'm the cranky old lady who wants you to get your ball out of my yard. Survivor.
The monkey balls, perhaps?
Oh my god, did you see the set of nuts on that other monkey?
Yeah, trust me, we'll get to the monkeys. And of course, Colin Hilding from Canada, who is co-hosting today. Colin, welcome back.
I'm glad to be here for this one.
You're from Canada, eh?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
There's just accents all around today.
Yeah, we'll jump straight into it. Kathy, I want to know your thoughts on Season 30 as a whole so far. Not just this episode, but all three. Are you liking it so far? Hating it? In the middle? What are your thoughts so far?
I mean, is it the worst season? No.
Yeah.
But I did a pre-show where you just go off their minute video and what they wrote for their bios on the CBS website, and I found no joy in Mudville. I wanted to slit my throat after starting with the White Collar Tribe. I'm just like, oh God, I can't get through this. I have no favorites. I've found none that So not real pleased, but I know it can start slow.
Now, do you think this episode was an improvement over the first two, or what are your feelings on this one compared to what we've seen so far? Did you like this episode? Did you hate it?
This week episode was I've watched it with my husband, since the first one. We watched it long distance and would call each other, and so we've watched every episode. This is the first time I turned around, I looked at him, and he was checking his emails on his phone. And I go, so it's not just me. I go, maybe I'm just not in the mood, or he goes, no, it's not just you. It was just, I didn't find it very fascinating at all. There's only, it's, I don't know. I just, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on this.
Cena and the whole surfing and the whole monkey balls and monkey sex.
Yeah, fighting.
Yeah, pre-show I didn't really like Sharon. I'm like, I'm doing finger quotes right now. Executive at Yahoo.
Yeah, well,
I'm not. What they call everybody? Are you the executive of the mail room? Are you the executive of the janitors? I mean, I cannot see her in what I think of an executive.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one here, because I said before that I'm not a massive Shireen fan, and I thought I was the only one in the world, because she has a massive fan base.
Oh, are they all from the mentally challenged home?
Yeah, well, the people love Shireen. She's the people's person.
Oh my God, I don't. So I'm with you.
Yeah, well, seeing as we've already brought her up, and we've already mentioned it, what was your take on the whole monkey balls and Shirin and the monkeys? Like, you've had your crazy moments in the show, Kathy, but this was just next level. I don't know what was going on here.
I think National Geographic specials do it better. It totally was just a waste of like 5 minutes that they could have put towards a reward challenge. I mean, I guess it's more showing how weird she is, but I think we all got that when we got the half-naked thing on the bottom.
What were your thoughts on the naked thing?
I'm an old lady. I was, raised in a Catholic school. Sex is only supposed to be for procreation, not for fun.
And for monkeys.
So I would have been just going, oh my God, and walking the other way. I don't even want to see a woman's vajayjay out there. It's...
What about a monkeys?
Well, I might have watched a little, and when that's, like I said, I've seen it on a National Geographic special. So when you're out there, you're bored. Okay, I'm telling you, there's a lot of time where you're just doing nothing. So if you can be occupied by watching monkey sex, well, then that's awesome. But to go into the detail and tell your tribesmate when none of them looked interested.
Do you think that Shirin and Max, they're massive fans of the show, do you think they're just trying anything possible to get airtime, or do you think they're really crazy?
I do. I think they are.
Yeah, well,
I hate to say that, but yeah.
That was my kind of theory, because it just seems this whole naked thing and, like, monkeys, it just seems like they're pining for airtime, and it's working to them, so more power, I guess.
Well, anytime you take your clothes off on Survivor, you're going to get airtime because, way back from peanut butter and chocolate to Richard and, I don't know, out there. When I was out there, nobody saw me naked. Nobody.
Survivor loves the naked.
You have no dignity out there anyway, at least,
Did we get to see...
You're not even good looking. Please.
Did you get to see Jason naked when you were out there?
Oh, God, no. I didn't even see him putting his rashy, ball-scratching hands into the coconut. So, had I known that, I wouldn't have been eating either.
Yeah.
No, I have never had to rewatch an episode of Survivor. Like, all the times I've done an Oz interview or something, I've just gone off from watching it the night before. I literally, before I got on Skype, had to rewatch it again just to try to find something, anything to talk about.
Yeah,
that's how bad I thought it was.
This episode, definitely off. Colin, were you going to ask something?
Yeah, what did you think about Nina? I mean, the episode started out with Nina kind of carrying on with what she was bringing up in the past episode, kind of feeling on the outs with the tribe. Do you think in any way is she justified, or is it just all paranoia with her?
Well, put it this way, being one of the older people on our season, it didn't take anything but 4 minutes for them to say you're old and you're weak and you're out. And I totally get the exclusion thing. I mean, I was crying too, going, what is this, a high school? I thought we're supposed to be a tribe and together. But the way they edit it, and I'm only talking about show Nina, I don't know real life Nina, but she did tend to kind of use that hearing thing as this is why I get it, you don't like me because I can't hear, and yeah, nobody likes that. I mean, nobody wants to be around that. They edit it like she did it all the time, and it probably would get old. Because I don't remember Chad with his one leg, going around going, I don't know, dudes, you're going to vote me out because I only got one leg.
Yeah, or even Christy from Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, they were mean to her too, though. But she seemed a little more spunky about it.
Yeah, resilient, I guess.
I think the interesting thing with Nina is that there were moments throughout the episode where she seemed to be getting that it's not just a hearing thing. She would say, okay, I get it, I'm the older person once. Oh, I get it, I'm just not as no collar as these people. But it seemed to me like she just always kept bringing it back to the hearing. Do you think any part of that might have been strategy, like she's trying to guilt trip these people?
I don't know if it's guilt tripping, but it's her explanation for everything. It's her rationalization for why people are ignoring her or why they made her sit out of a challenge or why. It's like the rationalization where it could just be, hey, you're an older lady and this is what younger people on Survivor do. Like, it has nothing to do with your hearing. It's just the way young people are. They're pretty much not mature enough to be inclusive, I guess. And a lot of it could just be you're the older lady.
Do you think we can put any blame or fault onto Jen and Haley, or do you think this is all Nina's doing and she put this upon herself?
See, I like Jen because I like people who just say how it is. I don't think she's being insensitive. I think they tried hard, and then it just got to be a lot where you start rolling your eyes. You start going, oh, God, not this again, So, I don't know. I actually kind of like Jen because I love people who are honest and just say whatever the hell they're thinking.
Would you have eaten the lizard, or did you eat a lizard, sorry, I should say?
We ate an eel, and we never saw any lizards on our island. Lots of rats.
There were no lizards in Micronesia?
Not that I saw.
What about snakes?
We did see the black and white banded sea snake come up on our beach, but that by the time it bites you before they even get on the radio and call somebody, you're probably dead.
Yeah.
And we were told that they're sacred to the Guamanians, and they told us, or Guamanians. Well, them too. And then they're weird, and we messed with them, and one came up on the beach, so of course Jason went after it with a stick, and they were all screaming at him. Because Jason is as Jason does.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll make sure to fit in some more Jason talk before the end, but let's move over.
I read that, but I did read that Nina says she has lizards as pets, so to her it would be like eating her pet. And I don't know if I buy that, because if there was a wild dog on Palau and we happened to kill it, I would have eaten it.
I was going to ask that. Like, when you reach day 7, you've got to be hungry enough.
Of
dog
course
steaks.
You're hungry. Oh my God, we would have loved it.
Yeah, chewing some nice dog leg. I feel like a bit unfair on Haley's behalf, in defense of Nina, that, well, Nina, if you want to be a part of the tribe, you have to eat lizard. Like, I wasn't sure that's the success to Survivor, is it eating a lizard?
No, I think that's their just immature, awkward way of going, come on, man, we're asking you to join in, we're not going to beg you anymore, just do it, and she still won't, so they, give up. You're just like, whatever.
What was the craziest thing you ate on the show, just to bring up a side topic?
When James had to bust open our jar of dry mesquite barbecue rub, because it had rusted shut, and he took the machete and broke the jar, I started eating it out of the sand, and broken glass and all. Eliza was like, "Pee, there's glass in there." I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. Flavor. So, and the eel. We caught an eel. So
Eel sounds good.
Giant raw clam. I've never eaten the lips of a giant raw clam in my life. So, and even after people chew them and spit them out, because you can't really chew them, I would pick that up and eat that. So,
now
I guess there's that. I have worse things in my mouth, so, it doesn't bother me.
Speaking of eating unusual things, we did see a few weeks ago Mike with his attempt to eat a scorpion. So moving over to the blue collar tribe, let's start with Mike. What are your feelings on Mike so far?
That he might need to get his throat scoped. He's probably got some polyps in his vocal cords. I'm thinking. I don't know. He comes across as a big dumb dummy. But yeah, the whole scorpion thing, I don't know what that was. But I don't know. I'm still torn on this guy. I like the Psalms and what is it, 121 or something. I don't even know which Psalm that is or anything. But I think that's way better than a tattooed face, but that's just me.
Well, he's brought up tattoos. What about Rodney? Do you like Rodney?
Not at all. He looks like Caligula.
Do you think either of Mike or Rodney have any shot in the game?
Only if they keep winning challenges and they don't have to go to tribal. Rodney's... I didn't like him when he talks in the third. I hate people who go, Rodney. Rodney will do it when Rodney wants to do it.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on third person talking either.
Yeah, so you know how they always stereotype in Survivor? You've got the, really gay person, you've got the old person, you've got the young, hot, dumb, blonde person, you've got the angry black guy, you've got... I think Rodney's getting that black person at it. Like the angry, lazy black person at it.
Rodney's getting the black at
it. Because Will is kind of, laid back and sweet and whatever. And
yeah, Will isn't getting the black person at it, is he?
No, Rodney is. Am I right? The angry,
temper tantrum,
lazy, laying around, sleeping.
Yeah,
like Shamar. He's the white Shamar.
What did you make of the whole fight between the two? Do you think that accomplished anything, and do you think there was a winner of the Mike versus Rodney, or that was just... I found it quite just annoying to watch. There was too much fighting. I
did too. It was really good for the girls who weren't getting involved. I mean, in that respect, it was good for them. Keep your mouth shut, except for Lindsay when she piped in. Pre-show, too, I said, anybody who gets a tattoo on their face, they've given up on society. There's got to be issues.
Yeah, well, we saw Rodney's going to bring that up next week to Sierra, Lindsay, so that should be fun. But I want to bring up Dan, because he is a very interesting character. And we this last night. Dan really called Rodney's mother a whore. Is that a Survivor first?
Well, maybe the first on television. I'm sure other people have said, mean things. I don't know, but it seemed a little weird. But, if you'd call my mom a whore, I'd be like, all right, I guess she is. She had 6 kids. There's something with dudes who don't like people saying, yeah, your mama wears army boots. I mean, I don't get it. I'd be like, okay, whatever.
It just
must have been a whore. She was pregnant before she got married to my dad. So yeah.
Well, he got pretty defensive about it. So,
so maybe most people get defensive when there's a little bit of truth involved. So I don't know. Maybe his mom is a whore.
If you're listening, Rodney, we're not insinuating anything. You never know. But it just seemed a little off-field. They were talking about sleeping, and then they were talking about how much sleep Rodney gets, and then Dan just chimes in with this whore comment. Like, it just... Do you think Dan has zero shot of winning the game, or can Dan recover from this poor 3 episodes he's had?
Oh, he's got zero chance of winning the game. He might get dragged along as a vote, but I'm saying zero chance.
Do you like Dan? Like, because he's very conflicted between the fans. Like, some people love him and some people cannot stand him.
I wanted to like him because I have a soft spot for older people, obviously. I mean, most of the old people that have been on Survivor, from Rudy to Jane to any of the older people, I've always loved. This guy I'm having a little trouble with because he reminds me a little bit of Papa Smurf, but not as nice, and a little more uncouth.
Yeah, I'm getting Papa Bear vibes as well. I'm not sure if you remember Papa Bear.
Well, the gay guy, right?
Yeah, the cop.
Yeah, even he was sweeter. So not really him, but I don't know. He just seems a little uncouth.
Yeah.
If you know what that word means, I could explain it to you.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is like the worst episode to recap. I'm telling you once again. This is the worst show ever to recap.
Yeah, well, I feel like
I'm finding nothing. The only person I like is Carolyn. I like Carolyn.
Oh, I'm a massive Carolyn fan, but yeah, a lot of people hated last season, but I feel like last season there was a lot of stuff we could dive into. This season, I just don't know if we've been giving a lot of good stuff.
I don't think we are. I mean, when the best you've got out of, 1,000 hours of tape is Shirin talking about monkey sex, then no.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of mentioned it earlier, and even Noah and I were talking earlier, or I guess earlier for me, yesterday for him, that this episode was just full of fighting, and I think that's one of the things that really is turning a lot of people off, is it was just everybody was arguing, and we got your opinion on Shirin already, but she had a bit of a blow up with Joaquin as well, as they were looking for the idol that's already been found. What do you think's happening over on that tribe? Is it just that Shirin's rubbing people the wrong way, or do you think Joaquin's maybe playing a little bit too abrasive considering he was on the outside of the boat the first time?
I think it's Shirin. I'm sorry to say, but I think it's all her. Especially when, hey, why don't you come back? I don't have to come back with you. Well, why do you feel that way? Well, why do you think... I just was like, somebody shoved that stick or a handful of leaves down her throat. This is not Dr. Phil. I hate people who answer people with, well, why are you telling me to do that? Well, why do you feel that way? Well, why did you just say that? It's like, I was with Joaquin on that one. Just hit her up, poke her in the butt with a stick and...
Do you like Joaquin?
Not the first episode, or this one, he was, like vanilla pudding. He was,
He's working his way up the chocolate. Working his way up.
Maybe. Or tapioca, but...
Well, you brought up Carolyn. I'm a massive Carolyn fan too, so I'm glad to hear you're on the Carolyn
because she's the older lady, but she
kicks ass.
And playing hard.
Yeah. It's almost like she should have been on Blue Collar.
Well, that's an interesting question. Here's something maybe we can discuss. Do you think any of the people are on the wrong tribe? Because there was a lot of talk that Nina was on the wrong tribe. She's only been deaf for 7 years or whatever. Do you think there's some people who should be on different tribes, or do you think they've mainly got it on par?
I think Shirin should have been on the Wackadoo tribe.
I'm getting a sense here that you're not too keen at all on the Shirin.
Yeah, no. I mean, maybe she's a great person in real life. I have no idea. But no, on the show. Ugh.
Well, what about Max? Have you met Max before?
I have never met Max. Except maybe I saw him modeling some hip waders in the LLB catalog under hipsters. No, I went to Portland, Oregon once, and it was just full of hipsters, and I hate hipsters.
Yeah, I think Max is Survivor's ultimate hipster.
Yeah, he comes across as condescending and look at me, I'm a know-it-all, and I don't know. I mean... I want to cut his beard off, or at least shave it, or something, but none of these people get my... Except Carol. I mean, I like Carolyn, that's it. And the barrel rider girl, I wish she'd say something. Because
Sierra, yeah.
My pre-show pick, I kind of liked what she had to say, and I thought she'll go kind of far.
Oh,
but
so she was
I don't know if I like her either, because I don't even think she said anything yet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure she's great, but we haven't heard anything from her so far. And Kelly, the cop, as well. She's been so quiet. I think, yeah. What about? I don't think we brought him up. Tyler, are you on Tyler fan, or you don't like him either?
Jesus, who the heck is Tyler? I'm trying to think.
He's the tall, blonde one on the white collar tribe. Who was a talent agent.
He's like white bread. He's just... I mean, I want to see you naked running around the island. Put some damn clothes on. I like parts of that with him. I like that he doesn't like Shirin either. But I got nothing with him either. None of these cast members excite me.
Well, he's the only one who seemed to bring any strategy to this episode. I mean, it was a very drama-heavy episode, but... There was a little bit of strategy with Joaquin obviously sharing the clue that's useless now with Tyler, and then Tyler maybe implying that brings some type of trust between him. Obviously, Tyler already knows about Carolyn, but do you think Tyler is doing a good job playing both sides with this idol, considering he doesn't even have the idol himself?
Yeah, that he didn't, because most people can't keep their yapper shut, that, oh, I have the idol, and that he at least was able to keep it under wraps. I give him an, 1 in the plus column for that. But Carolyn, too, that she even told him right away, I'm like, why can't people just keep it secret?
The challenge was up next, the immunity challenge, and again, we were talking about this, ragging on it a lot earlier, but did anything about this challenge work?
No. Nothing.
It was probably one of the boringest challenges ever.
I would have rather seen each one of them walk through the maze with a cup of coconut water to fill up a tube than this one. This was just... It was bad, and I meant, where are the reward challenges?
Yeah, well, we had this combined. You get a tarp, but yeah, we're missing 2 challenges. We probably could have cut some of the fighting and put a challenge in there.
We could have cut the monkey sex.
Yeah, but we can't skip through the challenge without bringing up Joe's strategy of basically volunteering Nina to sit out of the challenge, even though she was technically a part of it. Was this one of the dumbest things to ever happen in Survivor history?
Not really. It happened to us all the time. I mean, most of our arguments, okay, we'll give you a minute to strategize, was Mikey B saying either me or Chad or Tracy was going to sit out of the challenge. So, I mean, it happens all the time. For that, we're laughing, just sucked at it. I mean, because our tribe, like you said, Mikey B, you're out, you're sitting out. That was our strategizing, forcing one of us to sit out, and then they'd lose anyway. So, I mean, things like that do happen, but Nino also should have just said, no, I'm going to help.
Yeah, well,
Screw you.
The entire challenge is based upon plugging as many holes as possible, and they're depriving themselves of 2 extra hands to do that, so I was a little confused with what was going on there. But
well, at least they didn't do the blindfold challenge this week.
Yeah, well,
might have helped.
That could have been an issue with Nina. Again, as you've already brought up, what else can we even talk about this challenge? Because just plugging some holes and then blue collar, white collar. But let's go to...
And you know how Jeff's going to look at this, right? Okay. To the fan I talked to on the street, they were getting tired of puzzle challenges, so we gave the fans what they wanted, and now you're complaining about that too.
What about the other 2 challenges? Did you like in episode 1? I love how we're talking about episode 1 now instead of this episode, but did you like the whole... you have to pick which puzzle you want to do and which key or ropes you're going to do, and the second water challenge?
I did. I kind of did like that. Make your choices and who's going to choose what. And the only part I didn't like is where they could tag out at the puzzle. You know, you picked it, you do it. There's no tagging out and having somebody else come in.
Yeah, which I'm pretty sure everyone did do. Everyone tagged out at least once. What about...
Unless they were so bad. And like an hour went by, and then they changed the rules. Because sometimes that happens, Okay, cut tape, stop, Nobody's getting very far on this. Should we change it where you can tag out?
That wouldn't surprise me, because I know they've done that in the past. So, what about the second challenge, the water challenge? Did you like that, or was that boring?
Well, I can see where it... swim and they're racing and they got to do something. At least it's interesting. But I can see where they maybe thought Nina couldn't go underwater with her cochlear implants. I mean, I don't know. I think I would have thought that too. I would have just said, I don't know, is that going to short circuit something and maybe fry your brain a little?
Yeah, we don't want her to blow up.
Yeah, so I don't know how they work, but you've got the, stereotype again, and he said it, the black man's kryptonite.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite quotes. Yeah, swimming the black man's kryptonite. That was good. And yeah, I'm really bringing up the other episodes. We really should be talking about this current one, but I have to get your opinion on Vince Sly. Were you a Vince fan? I thought he was great.
No, I wasn't. I did the pre-show thing. All I could come up for him was stunt casting.
It was very stunty.
What is this? Who is this? What is this? Stunt cast.
Probably one of the most unique people to ever be on the show, but...
unique. You can be unique, and then you can be creepy unique.
Well, no, I don't put you on the whole stunt casting thing, because there seems to be a lot of fans on this season, and I think Vince, they really got on because he was a weirdo, wacko. But, back to episode 3, the episode we all love, the no-collar camp before Tribal Council. Were you thinking at this point Nina had any shot, and was this...
No.
Yeah.
There you go. No.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I was thinking, like, we may as well cut the Tribal Council because there's no drama here or no debate or anything. It was always going to be Nina, but who did you want to see go home then, I asked that?
Nina.
Are you a Will fan? You said he's not getting the black edit. Is that a good thing?
No, not really a Will fan. No.
Joe?
No. Joe, I kind of knew on my pre-show thing is that he's just going to get, like, if there's sparkles coming off of him or maybe a rainbow aura glowing behind him, that he was going to get that edit. Like, the Ozzy edit, the Malcolm edit. Even if he's irritating as crap, they were going to show him as Mr. Ozzy, Mr. Malcolm.
He's definitely getting the Aussie edit.
Yeah. He's going to get the good guy, Jeff's got a boner edit.
So, who do you like out of the no-collar tribe? No one?
No collar. I mean, like I said, I like Jen. I do. I don't mind a girl who speaks her mind and can give funny interviews. She's made me giggle a couple of times. So, anybody who can make me giggle, I like.
Jen has a few good lines here and there. I'd agree with that. But Haley, her friend?
Haley. Oh, my dear Lord. Dear Lord. That's the cat of the season, and she wants to be a lawyer. She wants to represent homeless people. All the homeless people will have a home, but they're going to have bars on their door if she defends them.
I haven't heard the cat referenced in terms of Haley, but I can see it a little bit.
I mean, she might know where her appendix is or what it is, but not much higher than that. She's maybe one notch higher on the evolutionary scale of cat.
I think we kind of mentioned it before, but what was with the surfing scene? That was just seemed so, like, random and just, did we have to see that?
Thank you. I said the same thing. Like, whoop-de-frickin-do. You know?
There just seemed to be zero purpose of that scene. Like, what was the purpose? Like, they were showing that it was no collar and they like to surf. Like,
I have no frickin' idea. I don't know either. I saw that too, and it's like, okay, show it for maybe 15 seconds. They're like, oh, hey, good idea. Let's go boogie boarding or whatever you people call it. I call it boogie boarding if you have a board. That's short.
I don't know if that was surfboarding,
they spent like a god-awful 8 minutes on it or something? It was like, all right. No wonder my husband was checking his emails.
Did you have any waves like that in Micronesia, or I can't remember what you called it before, the Guamania? Any waves like that to go surfing, or was it more flat there?
Our waves were... I mean, we kind of had where the reef and everything was way out there. And, no, we didn't have waves like that at all.
No Kathy and Chet surfing then?
No. It actually was pretty calm where we were. It wasn't a lagoon or anything. No fish, no nothing. But no, you wanted waves like that, you had to go out probably about a mile.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much all of the episode. We can probably jump into some listener questions now because normally we've got a lot of strategy we can talk about, some funny moments, but this one...
I saw no strategy. I saw nothing. It's the worst episode ever.
We had an episode last night with the other Ozlets where we talked about it, and I was not too... praising this episode.
Yeah,
I thought
none of us were.
This was one of the worst ones I've seen in at least since Survivor One World or something. So
now picture it being Wu talking about monkey sex. Now that would have been funny, right? If someone like Wu was talking about it or came back all Wu ninja-like talking about the ninja monkeys.
Yeah, I would take.
But with Shirin telling it, it was like, stop. She's not. Ugh.
So, I'll just quickly get your thought. You obviously are not a Shirin fan, but if we're taking it an objective point of view, do you think she has any chance of winning?
When monkeys fly.
Yeah. Big shout out to
no.
Shirin if she's listening. Let's go.
If they lose, she's first one out of her tribe. I mean, if they lose, I gotta say that she's going.
So she's going over Wakin?
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
Do you think Max will fight to have her in the game, or he's sick of her at this point?
I think Max won't try to keep her. I mean, I'm guessing. I'm not Dr. Phil. I don't know.
How do you feel about that, Kathy?
Yeah.
Well, we're probably going to see the tribes become 2 tribes next week or the week after. So
thank God.
Yeah, that
thank
should add
God. Something.
Well, there's a question. Are you a fan of the 3 tribes? Like, normally it works in the other seasons. Are you a fan, or do you prefer 2 tribes generally?
I mean, I get where it's kind of cool because you get to know the people better because there's only 6 to get to know instead of 10 per se, but so much more chaos can happen when it's 2 tribes. When it's like either 8 and 8 or 10 and 10. So I'm kind of torn about that.
Yeah, I like 3 tribes, but a lot of the time it can be like 3 people are in an alliance and then that's set, as in the no color, like no drama or anything.
Right, because you just, okay, you're getting picked off. When you get the 10 people, a lot of shuffling can go on, and I think it makes tribal councils more interesting when there's more people.
Yeah, I'm torn on the matter. I like both. Colin, what one do you prefer?
So far from the seasons we've seen, I like the 3-tribe format, but I do agree that sometimes you can be missing something. I was kind of more optimistic going into this season that there'd be more balance, that maybe that would make things more interesting, but it always ends up being hard because one tribe doesn't get to go to tribal council, and that's what we're getting with blue collar. And I feel at least like blue collar just need to eliminate somebody, and they need to kind of air their dirty laundry, but they're not getting that chance, and it's kind of coming across as frustrating even for an audience, at least my opinion.
Yeah,
I agree with the need.
It's a Survivor first that some of the Canadians, but yeah, we have a few, not many, because as we've already established, this episode wasn't the most exciting, but we do have a few listener questions. Do you have them to ask Kathy, Colin?
The first one is actually from one of the other Ozlets that works on the show, Julian Gronenberg. He says, "Hi Kathy, who do you see as the most likely to struggle in the game, and do you see a quit happening this season?"
A quit? No, about the only quit I could have seen was Nina. And what was the first part?
Who do you see as the most likely to struggle throughout the season?
Shirin. I'm going to say Shirin.
Yeah, we probably could have guessed that one. Well, on the quit, do you think there will be a medevac? Because we saw in the preview next week someone's getting bleeding or something like that.
Well, you know, they tend to do that in teasers. I remember my season, because I didn't know what happened after I left. I really didn't.
Yeah. And
when they showed Eric jumping off that thing and trying to hit the thing, and that he hit his chest and made it sound like, oh my God, another medvac, and that never happened. So I think that's more of a tease. I don't know.
They did it with Wu as well, as we already brought up. Wu fell out of a tree or something.
Out of the tree,
Yeah.
So I think it's just a tease, but what do I know?
Yeah, well, we'll find out in 6 days. So, next question is from Willie LaShawn. He says, "Hi, Kathy. I'm a massive fan of yours. Can you please give me a shout-out? I would be very grateful."
Hi, Willie! His name was Willie, right?
Yeah, Willie LaShawn.
I love Willie LaShawn. Oh, my God.
There you go, Willie. You got the Kathy KB seal of approval.
We all love Willie LaShawn, let's be honest.
Cougar. Unless Willie's like 80.
Yeah, well, we don't really know how old Willie is. But...
Willie, you're a perv.
Yeah, he's either after the Cougars or he's a bit of a perv, but there you go,
See,
Willie.
Even he didn't have a question because this episode was so effing boring.
Yeah, come on, Willie. Next week we want a proper question, not just a shout out. Give us something to talk about, Willie. But is there any more, Colin?
Yeah, we have one more from Johnny Acosta. He wants to know, which person from each tribe would you align with?
Oh, well, Carolyn, for sure.
Could see that.
I like the cop lady.
Yeah, Kelly.
And, yeah. Is that her name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Purple Kelly.
And from each tribe, so that was one from the blue collar, right? The cop lady. And then I've got Carolyn from the white collar. And actually, I don't mind Jen.
Yeah. So the alliance.
We could talk smack about people behind their back the entire time and be laughing our asses off.
I think that could be
as long as I was on my meds, though. As long as I had my meds.
That would be a good alliance. Carolyn, Jen, Kelly, and Kathy. That would be a good final four.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I like that Tyler guy too. He wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, Tyler in there. Who do you think you would have the best shot at winning in a final three against? I'll just add that in there.
Shirin.
I'm excited to see your commentary for the rest of this season on Shirin. I'm going to keep a note out for anything you say on Shirin.
I mean, like you said, in real life, she's probably, I don't know, a great janitor at Yahoo.
I think I'll also guess that we're not going to get a dual recap next year between Kathy and Shirin.
Yeah, no. Maybe we need to have you on for a guest spot later this season when Shirin gets voted out. All right, we're going to phone in Kathy now just to hear your thoughts on that, because that I'm sure you'll be jumping up and down when that finally happens.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the lady or anything. It's just I'm not enjoying her on my TV.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. She's all right. All right, that's all our listener questions. Thanks to Johnny, Julian, and Willie. Make sure to send them in next week. Survivor Oz.
Hey, Willie didn't even have a question.
Yeah, Willie, next week send in a proper question. None of this shout-out thing.
Or send a picture to go with the question.
And love your Willie.
Yeah, Willie, if you want a shout-out, just maybe reach out to Kathy. Kathy, you on Twitter?
Oh, God, no. That vile cesspool of humanity? No.
I think you'd be great on Twitter.
Oh, my God, no. Then I'd probably get a sniper rifle and start shooting people. People are mean on Twitter. They're just...
It is mean, yeah. So we've got a few final questions to wrap this exciting episode recap up for one of the best episodes of Survivor. No wrong or right answers, just whatever you want to answer. I don't know, what are we calling these? The Worlds Apart 5, Ben are calling these. So I'll start. Who at this point is your tip to win? You obviously said Sierra before. Has that changed?
My tip to win?
Yep.
Oh, the barrel racing lady? Is that her name?
Yes, Sierra.
You think I think she's going to win?
Oh, I thought that's what you said earlier. I misheard that then.
No, she's going to be like, go to the end as like a goat. I don't picture her being a...
Yeah. I think she's a third placer.
Yeah, I think... I tried to pick a winner out of these people, and I haven't been able to find one yet.
I think Jet could have a chance. You were pretty positive.
Yeah, I gave Sierra an 8, like she'll get far, but I don't think she'll win.
Yeah. Do you think do you think Joe has a shot?
I think he has a shot to go far, at least merge. So far, I have him as my highest one. I think it'll end up like Malcolm and get close but not win. I really don't know who's going to win this snooze fest.
Yeah, there is really
no clue.
Like it's so spread out and disjointed. It's hard to even predict at this point. Colin, next question.
Well, this is probably going to be just as hard to answer, but do you have a dark horse to win? Somebody who you think could sneak in there at some point throughout the season?
Carolyn, my dark horse.
Yeah,
I go Carolyn.
I could definitely see a Carolyn win coming through. People not really seeing it coming, and then she comes and just owns it. That's what I'm hoping for, anyway. Who do you think is the next to go from the season?
Sharon.
Or how about one from each tribe? Who do you think is next to go from white collar? Obviously, Sharon. What about blue collar next?
Sharon.
Yeah.
Blue collar.
Yeah.
Lindsay.
And no collar? Will, it would have to be, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm thinking Will.
Collar?
Yeah, it would be Will.
This one I'm actually really interested to find out. If you were on the season, what tribe would you actually be on?
Well, I was a beer chick. So I would say blue collar. I've been a bartender. I've been definitely not white collar. I'd say blue collar.
I could see you on blue collar.
Would you fit in with like the dynamics of the tribe, the way they're strategizing, or would it just be more based on lifestyle?
Oh, I wouldn't fit in with any of them knuckleheads. I mean, I hate meatheads, and Rodney.
Do you think you'd be better on any of these tribes, or what was it called, Malakal, I think, on the Fans tribe?
I would have fit great, because I got to go to exile with the favorites, and I loved every one of them. We got along great. Yeah.
Well, you might be a favourite in Survivor Fans vs. Favourites 3, perhaps.
Oh, sure. If it's quitters versus, or people who are on their meds versus non-med.
Well, I'm sure it's
people.
better than the favourites I had for Fans vs. Favourites 2.
Oh, my God.
Cochrane,
Thank
Phillip.
God you guys never asked me about that episode, that series. I never got a phone call from Ben. What'd you think of this episode? I'd be like, Jesus Christ.
I think most people share that opinion on that season. We choose to forget that one. And I'm kind of interested in this one as well, final one. Which player are you most similar to in the game so far? I'm guessing not Shireen.
Not Sharon. Although people might say Sharon for me, but I would say like Carolyn.
Yeah, I can see a Carolyn there. I could also see Kelly.
Although I am a little goofy. So
a mix of Carolyn and...
You guys would all say Sharon, wouldn't you? I have no self-awareness.
Maybe a bit of Carolyn with some of Shireen's kookiness, perhaps?
Yes. That's how I see myself, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. All right. That's the last one. This has been the episode recap. We're done. Is there anything else to add on the episode that we didn't cover, Kathy? And I think I can predict your answer here.
It just sucked. I mean, I don't know if that... I'm so glad it wasn't just me. I went to previously on Survivor, and some people are like, oh, it was a great episode. And I'm just like, did we watch the same show? Am I getting too old to put up with crap or something?
Yeah, I was reading on Twitter and POS. They were loving this episode.
I know. I went, but my husband, when I turn around, he's checking it. Then I know, because I even said, was it just me? Because I just thought this was the worst episode ever.
He
goes, no, it wasn't just you. So,
do you still Are you still in for the season? Can you survive the whole one, waiting for it to heat up, or are you out at this point?
Oh my God, it's like, it's like breathing. Sometimes you might not want to, but you do anyway. Just maybe not breathing. Okay, that was a bad example.
That was a bit dark, Kathy. We need to lighten up the podcast a bit.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't that. Okay, like going to your in-laws' house.
Yeah, that's a better
just
one.
have done it so long, you just go in. Of course I watch it. I mean, it can be as sucky as ever, and I'll still watch it because it's better than not watching it.
Yeah, well,
and then I get to complain about it.
Yeah, we all watched Redemption Island.
Did you see that new magazine?
Oh, yes. I haven't owned it, but
Did you see Favorite Seasons? Micronesia, number 3.
Was
That's
that
not
from
bad.
Jeff or the public?
Well, from the public. It was the voting thing in the magazine.
I've seen it online, but I don't purchase a copy because who knows how we get it shipped to Tasmania. But do you own a copy of the magazine, Kathy?
I did. I got it at Walgreens, and we were Best Seasons voted number 3.
Who was 1 and 2?
Not bad out of 29.
1 and 2 Heroes versus
I don't
Villains,
know. I only cared that we were 3.
Are you in the magazine at all?
Well, in the cast photo, they didn't have a section on quitters. I really thought they'd have a section on quitters, and they didn't.
Maybe they just had a big black page just in the middle of it or something for the quitters. I don't know. Yeah, well, if anyone wants to send me a copy of the magazine, because I know Ben said that and someone sent him one, so if anyone's listening, if there is anyone who made it to the end...
It was probably somebody's whore mother who sent it, to them.
Yeah, so if you want to send me a magazine or a whore, either one, just send it through Tasmania. Yeah, well, that's it. If you don't have anything else to add to the episode, Kathy?
No, I hope it gets better.
Yeah,
next week, something.
Well, thanks for turning up and not bailing on us just because it was a terrible episode. So we know we can rely on you. And season 31, we will have you back, Kathy. It will be a great season. I can feel it now. Yes.
This season is making me want returnees.
Yeah, I never thought we'd hear those words again from Survivor fans.
I know, but it's kind of making me want some returnees.
Well, it was
but
season
good ones
30.
this time.
So I thought season 30 it's going to be the next Heroes versus Villains or something. But yeah, they wanted Shirin instead. Well, yeah, Kathy, thanks for being here, and we'll make sure to definitely get you on next season.
Well, I'd appreciate that. Thanks, guys. We kid, but we love you guys.
And yeah, Colin, thanks for co-hosting.
Yeah, and this is the second time Noah and I have had to discuss this within the last 12 hours, and we were saying just this morning if there's one person who could bring humor to a humorless episode, it was going to be Kathy, so you didn't disappoint.
Well, thanks, guys.
All right, cool.
Maybe you can send me a monkey sack of nuts or something, if you find any down.
Yeah, all right, we'll make sure to keep up with your thoughts on Facebook, previously on Survivor, of this season. I'm excited to hear what happens when Shirin gets voted out. So thanks, Kathy.
Oh, I know. You're welcome, guys. Thanks.
All right, that's it. Kathy KB Sleckman recapping episode 3 of Survivor Worlds Apart. Very interesting episode on her behalf. She loved this one, and I'm definitely going to send Shirin the link to this episode because I'm sure she would love to hear that. Kathy's favourite contestant.
Yeah, and as for next week, we don't have complete confirmation yet on who the former contestant or possibly former contestants are going to be. But Ben did mention 2 possibilities of who's lined up. So I think people are going to like it one way or the other. But maybe by the time this episode goes up, you'll know more. As for now, we'll just have to be a mystery.
And Ben will be back. So other than that, that's pretty much it. Sorry this episode was a bit delayed. We're going to get back on tracks eventually. Ben's still getting the swing of his new jobs, and hopefully the schedule goes back to normal, and we're hoping to have a live Oztopsy this week. Not quite sure if that will happen at this point, but we'll see what happens. Of course, by the time this comes out, the power rankings for episode 3, our favourite episode, will either be out now, or will probably be out tomorrow. Amazing Race episode 2 and perhaps episode 3, we're not quite sure yet, will be out. Again, the schedule is all muddled up, but so Amazing Race episode, it's a bit delayed, we're getting there, it's going to be good. Make sure to tune in, subscribe to our feed on iTunes, Survivor Oz. I'll send you a message, survivoroz.com or survivoroz@hotmail.com, and we'll speak to you next time on the train.